Hi, I'm Bud Collier, and to tell the truth, I've got a secret.
I've Got a Secret, brought to you tonight by Tony, creator of fine beauty products for the woman who prefers the natural look of beauty care at home. Tony. From New York, here is I've Got a Secret, starring Steve Allen.
Oh, good evening. Welcome to Ted Mack's Amateur Hour, ladies and gentlemen. I just say that kind of stuff to see if you're paying attention. It is time, of course, for I've Got a Secret. And while I'm at it, good evening to our nice panel. First, there's Betsy Palmer, and Bill Cullen, and Bess Meyerson, and Henry Morgan. Panel, I have a little news that I know you'll be fascinated to hear. Remember Mr. Arthur Reese from London, that nice elderly gentleman who had for 17 years been trying to pass his driver's license test? Well, we just received this newspaper clipping. Remember, he told us that he was going home to try the whole thing again? Well, I just received a newspaper clipping from London, which reports that after 17 years and more than 1,000 driving lessons, Mr. Reese tried once more to pass his test, and this time he failed again.
That's
really
horrible.
And if he fails once more, he is not going to be allowed to use the public streets even for walking around. What'd you say, Betsy?
Couldn't we have him come back and he could take it here in this country?
Sure, but then he can only drive in this country, and he lives in that
We'll
country.
then lease him over there.
Well, we'll try to work out something for him. We'll start the game in just a moment, but first, watch this.
Rainy, humid weather, that's the real test of a hairspray. And new White Rain hairspray holds even in the rain. White Rain hairspray is crystal clear and clean. So clear, hair shines. So clean, hair is never sticky. Try White Rain on your hair. See for yourself how much better it holds. Holds even in the rain. White Rain hairspray.
Crystal clear, like White Rain shampoo.
All set to play the game, panel?
We think
we
so.
are. That's only fitting. Well, then let's have our first contestants, please. In there? Nice to have you gentlemen with us. Will you tell us your names, please, and where you're from?
I'm Dr. Jim Brown from Springfield, Missouri.
I'm Dr. Charles Lockhart from Springfield, Missouri.
Dr. Don Ghost, Springfield, Missouri.
Now, these gentlemen are all medical doctors. They are surgeons, in fact, and they share a secret with 3 other doctors who could not be here with us tonight. So just to give the panel and everybody else a little help here, I'll tell all of you that 35 young men who could not otherwise afford it are now going through medical school on scholarship and loans provided by these 6 doctors. It's a wonderful thing they're doing. So, gentlemen, if you'll whisper your secret to me, we'll show the audience at home how you have gone about putting all these people through medical school. Uh-huh. Tell me a little more there, if you will. Who this morning, huh? Well, panel, the clue to these doctors' secret concerns something they have done, and we'll start the game with Betsy Palmer.
Dr. Brown, there's something that you have done. Has it to do with the field of medicine?
No.
Not really, no.
Oh, aren't you sneaky, golly. So it has nothing to do with medicine.
A very, very
Yes.
remote connection in general.
Remote. But has this got to do with a team effort?
Yes.
Does it have to do with a sport?
No.
Does it have to do with something that is performed indoors rather than out of doors?
Usually, I would
Do you
say.
perform it?
There's $20 down, 60 to go. Bill Cullen.
It's a team effort, but no sport. Do you doctors make something?
No.
No.
Candy or something. Do you sell something?
Yes.
Well, yes, that's true, but it's not relevant to the secret, actually.
Oh, it's not. Does it have to do with how you raise the vast amounts or large amounts of money necessary for this philanthropy of yours?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you entertain?
Yes.
You're on the right track, Bill. There's half the money, and we go to Bess.
I'll finish Bill's sentence. I think he was going to say that you went through college, did you? Supporting yourselves by entertaining?
No.
That wasn't your sentence, was it? But you entertain. Are you a band? Are the six of you a band?
No.
Do you play instruments at all?
No.
Do you sing?
Yes.
You're a barbershop sextet, right?
I think you've put everything together now, panel. When these surgeons are not operating on their patients, they operate pretty well at banquets and medical conventions, where they've managed to raise, actually, more than $70,000 by performing in a pretty wild comedy act known as the Singing Doctors. It's a wonderful thing. Dr. Brown, you're the founder of this Singing Doctors group. How did you all get started?
Well, Steve, in the Ozarks a few years ago, it fell my lot to be entertainment chairman for an annual installation banquet, only to find that we had no money with which to hire entertainers. So grabbing 5 other doctors who were also extroverts, we produced the medical hit parade, which has increased our original 12 tunes to something like 50 or 60.
I see. Well, I know that you've been a big success. Do you make all your money from your public appearances?
No. We make almost all of our scholarship fund money by the sale of our medical hit parade albums, of which we have 3.
That's a funny idea. What kind of songs do you do?
Only the best. We try to give the doctor a little information he doesn't get in medical school.
I see. You do parodies and that sort of thing?
Yes. For example, if a surgeon is finding the business is bad and wants to know how to make a little more money, we advise him by song to give green stamps.
I see. Well, naturally, I know you all want to hear the doctors sing, and we had a little bit of trouble, to tell you the truth, in selecting a song that we could do on the air. Not that they're that wild, but some of them would be only funny to doctors, kind of inside humor. And we could go outside and do it, I guess, but it's hardly worth it. Anyway, we have a piano over here, and I want you gentlemen to know that we are placing at your disposal the eminent Viennese medical authority, Dr. Norman Paris, ladies and gentlemen. Here he is, right over here. The doctors will now show you a new song in their repertoire. What do you call this, gentlemen?
We call this consultation.
Help yourselves to our stage. The idea of this song is very simple. Dr. Lockhart is consulting with 2 of his colleagues about the best approach, and here they are, the Singing Doctors.
Oh, dear, the patient is calling. I must tell her something. She can't know I'm stalling. But what can I tell her? The problem's appalling. I can't say she just has the flu. That's true. Her back aches, her head aches. She says she has fever. What can we do that is sure to relieve her? She's really sound sick. I'm inclined to believe her. Gentlemen, what can we do? Just tell her that she needs a rest. Say her blood's counted red, white, and blue. Tell her that aspirin is best. That her virus is nothing new. Tell her that she has the croup. Even if she is racked with fever, our mothers all say that it's true. 1 cup of chicken soup will probably relieve her. Never, never make a house call. Never, never make a house call. If your patient is sickly and blue, try to help her, but this above all. Tell her carefully just what to do, but never, 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 never make a house call unless
so much. That was very, very clever. Thank you, Dr. Curtis. Now here's a riddle. What's new and fashionable and straight, but not really straight? Give up? Watch.
Let's talk about the new straight-looking hairstyles. Are they really straight? Take a closer look. Nothing straight about this hairdo. It curves. And how about this one? It has shape. Notice how it dips and flips up. You wouldn't call this straight. The sides curve out and then in. That takes body. See? The new hairdos aren't really straight. That's why you need new Smooth and Sleek Tony, the first uncurly permanent, specially made for these new styles. Big curlers give your hair shape and curve, and this special waving lotion gives this permanent real hold. Yes, there's a big difference between straight hair and straight-looking hairstyles. For the look you want with the hold it needs, get Smooth and Sleek Tony. You get 36 jumbo body curlers right in this kit. Smooth and Sleek Tony.
By the way, the girls in my mailroom would like me to tell you that if you have a secret you would like us to consider, don't write to me. Just send your secret along with a snapshot that you don't want returned. Why, I don't know, except I guess they're not going to return it. Send it also with your address and your phone number to I've Got a Secret, CBS TV, 485 Madison Avenue, New York City, 10022, if you want to zip code it up a little bit. The producer's answers each and every letter received. That's 485 Madison Avenue, New York City. Okay, now it's time to meet our special guest for tonight, our closest neighbor on CBS. Here is the host and moderator of To Tell the Truth, Mr. Bud Collyer. Very nice to have you with us, Bud.
Nice to be with you, Steve.
How was your show tonight?
Good. We always have a good time.
Well, I know that, but the reason we have to ask, I suppose, is obvious enough. It's that the panel and I here are usually on stage talking to our studio audience at the very time that you're on the air.
I realize that, Steve, and that's why we've decided, since you cannot see it on television, we've decided to bring the entire show live to you right here.
Wonderful. He's not kidding, panel. As a matter of fact, he has brought his whole panel with him. So if you'll just make a little room with your microphones over there, we'll bring the gang out. Bud, will you do the honors?
Be glad to. Ladies and gentlemen, appearing for the first time this late at night, the To Tell the Truth panel, Kitty Carlisle. Orson Bean. Peggy Cass. And Tom Poston.
And now, panel, I've got a secret panel, that is. Tom is loose over there. Aside from being just neighborly and all that, there is another reason, gang, why the To Tell the Truth panel is here tonight. I wonder if any of you guys can guess, outside of all the kissing, can you guess what that reason is?
Oh,
What
Tom and I are getting married.
That's a possibility.
We are slipping as usual. We need help.
Maybe this is the group that had fewer cavities.
Well, panel, to play it straight here for just a moment, you actually owe Bud Collyer a debt of gratitude because he has generously arranged to have the To Tell the Truth panel take your place on this show next week so that all of you can have a well-deserved night off. Isn't that nice? And Bud, on behalf of the I've Got a Secret panel, I thank you.
Oh, not at all. It's a pleasure, Steve.
Well, as a matter of fact, it's such a nice thing that you're doing, Bud, that I would like to return the favor.
Right.
Because now that the I've Got a Secret panel has the night off next Monday, they will be free to take your panel's place on To Tell the Truth.
Excellent. I accept the pleasure.
I think both the panels will enjoy the change for the 1 week, don't you?
I hope they will. In fact, I'm sure they will.
Good.
And just so you don't think we're going to turn you loose on formats that you don't understand, new show without any preparation and so forth. We've worked out a little system tonight whereby both panels can get a little first-hand information on how the other one plays their own particular game.
Good, and we're going to begin now by asking the I've Got a Secret panel to get right to work. May we have our next contestant, please? You fellas going my way? I'll jump on here. Ladies and gentlemen of the panel, or the jury, I feel as if I should say. I'd like you to meet Mr. Patrick J. McKenna. He has a secret for you tonight. And I want you to forget the fact that there are three of them over here. Three of what? I'm not too sure. But anyway, I want you to question them or it as if there was only one of it or them over here, because that's how it is. What he said. It's a little, if you think one of these games is confusing, try playing two at once. But in all seriousness aside, yes, I will say that Mr. McKenna recently finished what I can only describe as an ordeal that lasted 120 days. Now, Mr. McKenna, with your three mouths, if you'll whisper to me, we'll show our audience what you did. Oh, let's see. Well, I admit that that's an ordeal, but a lot of people have done that. There must be more, huh? Oh, well. That is indeed unique. Okay, panel, the clue concerns Mr. McKenna's 4-month ordeal, and we'll start the game with Bess Myerson.
Mr. McKinnon, I don't know which one I'm talking to. Did you do this alone?
Say number 1 or 2 or 3.
No, all of them can answer at once.
Did you do it alone?
No.
Was it indoors rather than outdoors?
Indoors.
Were you, couldn't have been awake all the time. Was this some contest of some kind?
No.
Did it have anything to do with eating? What's that?
Yes.
to do with eating.
Yes, it has to do with eating. I would certainly say that. That's $20 down, and we go to Henry Morgan.
Mr. McKenna, were you in jail?
What's wrong with that?
Is the show always like this?
Well, we've had 100 jailbirds on this show.
Usually after.
Some of them in important capacities.
Yes. A number of them were Boy Scouts. Well, now I don't know what I'm up to. Oh, it had to do with eating, and it was over a period of 120 days. And
there goes half the money. We go to Betsy.
Mr. McKenna, number 1.
Just ask all of them.
Oh, just ask all of you? I thought we were going to play this like the old game.
That's what you thought.
Oh, all right. Mr. McKenna, did you do this in this country?
Yes.
Did you do this at a time of the year when you are likely to eat more than another time?
No.
Did you grow something to eat?
No.
Does it have to do with eating, really?
$60 down, 20 to go. Bill Cullen?
Does it have to do with not eating, Mr. McKenna?
Yeah.
Were you, sir, on a 120-day diet? I can just...
Yeah.
It didn't work, did it?
Well, Bud, they've just about pinned it down, and now here's where we switch from one game to the other. You want to tell them what's up now?
That's right. Now, you have found out, of course, what the secret was, but you still don't know who was the performer of the secret. So that's where the To Tell the Truth steps into it now. You're going to find out how they can trip up the imposters on To Tell the Truth. I'm going to ask you, if you will, to switch seats now. Do you mind doing that with them? Get in the places. And then, panel, I will read Mr. McKenna's statement. I'll read Mr. McKenna's statement, and we'll let my panel try to figure out which one of the gentlemen is the real Patrick McKenna. Now, are you all set? Just listen carefully and follow along.
We have to open our things.
Yes, open up that envelope.
Do this now.
And take out the contents and follow along.
This is what Bud is reading.
Are you ready? I, Patrick J. McKenna, a former newspaper reporter, have recently been doing promotion for traveling circuses. Lately, it became increasingly difficult for me to do my job properly because I was so overweight. Medical tests proved that my problem was simply caused by overeating. I entered an institution which does research on fat metabolism. I began a total fast, At the end of the experiment, I found myself 120 pounds lighter and the holder of a new record for fasting. I had not eaten a bit of food for 4 months. Signed, Patrick J. McKenna. There you have it, panel. These gentlemen all claim to be Patrick J. McKenna, who lost 120 pounds in the same number of days. Let's start this questioning, if we may, with Tom Poston. Tom?
Oh, thank you, Bud. Number 2, what was the actual nature of your intake for 120 days?
Liquids with no calories.
Number 3, would you include the soup stock among that?
No.
Number 1, would you include rice in your diet?
No.
When you say no food, you mean no solid food of any kind?
No solid food whatsoever.
And no caloric intake in the liquid, number 1?
Do you want to know my diet?
Yes.
Yes.
My diet consisted of a gallon of water a day, a spoonful of honey, and lemon twice a day, and 4 B-plus vitamins.
And that all happened in jail. Oh, no, that's another panel.
Peggy Cass.
Mr. McKenna, number 2, did they keep you in bed for the 4 months?
No.
No. Well, number 1, did you have a lot of energy?
I felt like a tiger.
Like a tiger? Well, oh.
And not in my tank either.
Number 3, how many pounds did you lose?
120.
Oh, number 2, did you do, like, exercises? Did they have you do a lot of exercises while you were on this terrible diet?
No.
No.
Orson Bean.
Number 3, after the diet was over, what was the first thing you wanted? What was the first thing you ate?
Food.
I know. What did it taste like? Did it taste strange?
I had to be very careful what I ate in the beginning. I did have soup.
Soup?
And first meat was chicken.
Number 2, didn't you want a hot dog or anything good like that?
I wanted it, but couldn't get it.
Couldn't get it. Number 1, what about your clothes? I mean, did you sell them out to a tent maker, or...?
I have 3 sets of clothes, before and after and now.
Kitty Carlisle.
Number 3, how much have you gained since this diet? Number 3.
Since I've been out?
Yeah.
10 pounds.
Is that all?
That's all.
Number 2, did you have a terrible headache the first 3 days of this diet?
No.
Because I've been on one of those fasts and generally have a terrible headache. Number 1, I'd like to ask a slightly indelicate question. Was there any kind of elimination at all after a while? Yes.
Great deal.
Number 2, while you were on this diet, were there any other people with you that you could talk to?
Doctors and nurses.
Nobody else doing the diet with you?
No.
Number 3, were you allowed... Oh, dear.
That's all the time we have. It's time for you now to mark your ballots, panel. So, just as you would over in your own home bailiwick, mark them up. Mark them without change and without any consultation whatsoever. Simply vote for number 1, number 2, or number 3. All ballots marked?
No. All right.
It's all right. They consult with us, isn't it?
Yes, they can consult with you.
All right.
Sure.
Henry and I are consulting.
You are. All righty. Okay. Tom, for whom did you vote?
Well, I voted for number 3, Bud, and I'll have to let Betsy tell you why, because it's really her decision.
Because his Irish blue eyes are smiling.
You think she's ready for it to tell the truth?
We'll soon see. Peggy.
Well, I voted for number 3 because he's thin. And the thing is, I think he weighs about 150, and 120, that would have made 270, and then he would have been fat and had to go on the diet. The other 2 are pretty portly still.
Orson Bean.
Well, based on fat metabolism tests I've been calculating in my mind, number 3 doesn't look like he's lost weight. He's a solid kind of a guy who was probably always about the same. Number 2, the whole story is ridiculous. And number 1 looks like the advance man for a small circus in the Midwest. And Bess has a marvelous reason.
What's your reason, Bess?
Well, I said number 1 is wearing a ring in his middle finger, and he might have lost weight in his hands and had to shift
to move it over.
Kitty.
Very probably clever. Not right.
Well, I voted for number 3 because Henry said it was number 3. You say why?
Oh, you didn't tell me how to say why. And I eliminated them.
I guess the only one from your panel that we didn't ask was Bill.
I think it's number 2. Because they've picked everyone else, and I figure if I'm right, I'm going to look great.
Okay, the votes are all in, the minds are made up. Let's find out which one of these three gentlemen, in truth, is the man who lost 120 pounds in 120 days. So will the real Patrick J. McKenna please stand up?
We're a little over time. We just have a split second to find out who the other two fellas are.
Number one, what is your real name and what do you really do?
My name is Stanley Van Sachs. I'm a member of Local 872, the International Alliance Theatrical Stage Employees.
And number two, what is your real
My
name?
name is
Number three,
Darryl
what is your real name? What do you do?
I am Vice President of Sales, Carlisle Ice Cream Stores, Yonkers, New York.
We'll be back in just a moment. We'll pause now for this important message.
These are people who like to eat.
Some rescue. The little old lady had to carry him down.
But Vivian. No, that's final. These are good for It's really the food that
These are people who like to eat. People who like to eat Jell-O gelatin. They know they can eat anything they want and all that they want and still enjoy dessert. There's always room for Jell-O, the light dessert, the one that tastes like fresh fruit. If you like to eat, and who doesn't, you'll like Jell-O. There's always room for Jell-O. Another favorite Jell-O brand dessert from General Foods.
Well, Bud and everybody, I'd like to thank all of you. You've done a wonderful job, and we've had a great time. And when you get this many people, the only way to say goodnight is by saying, so long.
Here's a test to show you what Tame Cream Rinse can do. This girl rinsed half her hair with Tame. Tame is taken into the hair to condition it. This side without Tame tangles. Rinsed with Tame, tangle-free. Without Tame, dry, fly away. With Tame, manageable and shining. Yes, it's a shame to shampoo without Tame. Tame Cream Rinse.
For extra dry or color-treated hair, use extra conditioning Tame.
I've Got a Secret has been brought to you tonight by the Tony family of permanents, including Silver Curl, the home permanent especially made for gray hair. This program was pre-recorded. This is John Cannon speaking.